Yo, what's good, my fellow deadheads? Your overlord has returned, and yeah, not really a game video today, just a real life update type of video, I guess. I woke up this morning at what time is it now? It is 7:16 a.m. for me right now. I probably woke up at like 4 or 5 a.m. And instead of going back to sleep, I woke up and I decided to just kind of like get out of bed and do something productive. And I was like, oh, maybe I should learn some Japanese, or maybe I should, do this, do that. I'll be transparent, guys. I'm a bartender, and I also do my YouTube channel. Or sometimes I do my YouTube channel. You can see there hasn't been a video in a few days. Honestly, let me just explain that in itself. I'm not the type of person that's always gonna go and press record whenever I'm playing a game because I do like to enjoy myself very much so, and I do understand the difficulties of being a content creator and wanting to enjoy yourself as well. But sometimes you do have to break bread and record moments that you would like to rather relax. And I don't think it's stressful. I just think that it definitely becomes a lot harder to look at YouTube as a job versus a hobby. But I think in all reality, I have to accept that YouTube is kind of like a job for real. And sometimes it's hard to be your own boss. Sometimes it's hard to tell yourself to clock in. Sometimes it's hard to give your 100% when you feel like your paycheck's not coming at the end of the shift, right? But either way, I'm just here to say, bro, keep pushing. Keep pushing. I have been working on myself mentally for a very long time at this point, and from like when I was a kid, I was working on myself mentally. But I feel like more so now than ever, at this current point in my life, right now is the moment where like all of the work is coming together and is falling into play into something else, and even more work is going to be like performed. But like I do definitely know that it's going somewhere. I like to say that the levels of consciousness are going from thinking to feeling to believing to knowing, and that um I know that my YouTube is going to be great, excellent, wonderful, no doubt in my mind. But sometimes I guess I got caught up in the how I was going to get there. Like, okay, it's going to be this, it's going to be this, it's going to be this, and sometimes I get so hesitant on stuff. And I understand that everything that you put out into the universe, everything that you put out into the world is a product of your creation. So it's essentially your child because, well, what is a child? A child is a product of your creation. It's somebody else, of course, but still. The same pride that you would have for a child is kind of like the pride that I have for the content that I put out. And sometimes that's why I take a while to sit back and not do content because I know I won't give 100% of myself. But I just feel like every day more and more, what's the big fear of giving 100% of yourself, right? What oh no, I go incredibly insane on YouTube and I have to drastically change my life. I have to get used to being my boss more often and making my own schedules up and meeting my own quotas. And the reason why that is kind of scary is because whenever you're the one who makes the quota, you're also the one who determines the intensity of the quota and how what repercussions you will face if you do not meet said quota. But I just think I'm ready, or no, I know I'm ready to just take that responsibility upon myself because, like, every day that I wake up, I have learned to appreciate my job for what it is, but I understand that there is more than my job. So it's not even like I wake up every day and I'm like, yo, I hate this. It's more like I wake up every day and I go in and I'm like, what am I doing at this point, right? Not, and it's not that sense of what am I doing, like what am I doing with my life. I know what I desire to do with my life, and I frequently trace the steps as to which it would take to reach those points in my life. But then it feels like whenever it gets to that point where you have to take the action is stagnant. And maybe I think that action without purpose is thoughtless. Thought without purpose causes an action, because if it's a purposeless thought, would you act on it? I don't know if that was what I meant to say, but it's just like I'm just thinking about what I really spend my time on and where I really want to be and how much effort I'm really putting into certain things. And I think that there really needs to be a change, a shift. I just felt the need to voice this. I don't have a 100% read on exactly where the changes will come, but like every day that you think you need to change, something tiny changes, and it's either for the better or the worse. I have been fortunate enough that like I can see my negative changes, and I can see the negative things that I used to do, and I can see that they have slowly found a way out of my life, and I'm very appreciative of that. Appreciative of my efforts, appreciative of the world communicating with me. I truly do speak to the world, people. Like y'all think all these crazy gotcha rates and all that shit is just like good luck. Like, no, dude, luck is really preparation for real. I really be like, really be lining it up. Me and the world talk. I have a very good relationship with my inner power, I guess. I don't know what I'm trying to say, bro. But like, I guess, yeah, man, like, I'm still doing my YouTube thing. I'm still working on my YouTube thing. And I feel like this is maybe the first time that I've come as transparently as I could in a video and just said what's really, really going on while still being somewhat vague, because I do like to keep some level of like obscurity. I do like to keep some level of like ubiquitousness, ubiquity. I think is the word. I don't know. Big word, dead man here. But right now, where I'm at with Gotcha Games is, guys, like I'm not burned out on them. I feel like I appreciate them to a certain degree, like higher than what people would typically like appreciate them, because like I am trying to design. Trying is a weak word. I am designing my own gotcha game. I literally have a journal right here that I call like, or I don't call it anything, but like green is my favorite color. So very important journal to me right here. And this journal here holds all of my ideas and philosophies for creating my own gotcha game, right? And like that's kind of what I'm focusing on. And since I'm focusing so much on that, I feel like my focus when playing these gotcha games is really going from like collecting characters and trying to beat every single event and all that. Because like for JJK, let's be real, the Japanese version is already still ahead of the global version. So it's just like anytime something new comes out on global, I feel like it kind of takes the wind out of global content creator sales, because it's just like, yeah, we have new content to do, but it's like we also already know how to do it. And part of the fun of it is like figuring out how to do it. But it's just like, when figuring out how to do it, when you start to weigh figuring out how to do something versus losing extra materials, and you're just like, oh, there's something I can just watch. All the things in the world will tell you to go and just watch, a video or something like that. I'm kind of just waiting for that point in JJK where like it is synced up, where it's like everything is fresh, everything is new, and we're all just trying to figure it out at the same time. I just feel like that'd be a much funner experience. I like new information. I like to learn, and yes, I learned how to beat these stages and stuff from doing from watching a video, but there's degrees to how you learn. You can learn by looking at something and get exactly what it says, or you could watch something and then read in between the lines and infer what else you're supposed to know, and then like that's kind of like how it is going into an event itself and trying to like learn. This is like when I went to Black Clover Mobile, and the anniversary it came, and it was like that event with Noel, the Shadow Battlefield, and literally I was the only YouTuber who figured out how to do the highest level, blah 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 blah, right? But it's just like, you know, things have changed, things have shifted. Black Clover Mobile is dead, and Black Clover Mobile was dead for a while, but it's like officially like gone. Like they're taking it away at this point. Which honestly, in my opinion, thank goodness, because V Gaming had no idea what the fuck they were doing with such a powerful IP. If Netmarble had it, oh my gosh, we would have been in the golden era right now, bro. But like BCM's dead. I'm really not too into solo leveling anymore. JJK, unfortunately, my brother my brother Slug, like this man talks about how JJK is like a side game, and it really, 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 really is. Which sucks, because I do want to put as much time into JJK as I did BCM, right? Because like I do enjoy the game a lot, and they actually are putting in the effort to make the game better. But it's just like they literally are capping how much effort you can put in before you start having to get sweaty about it, like within a day. And even if you get sweaty about it, they still do limit how much like you can refill your stamina and things of that nature. So it's just like it's but so much I can do when they're forcing me to play a little bit in a day, and I'm just kind of like, yo, if all this shit is just gonna be like a point blank impact, like okay, the content comes out and it's done already, okay, cool. Well, damn. Like we even got Cursed Sweet Battle. You can't even farm it like hitting potential Endocon. Like you have to wait for 4 runs every week, and if you want to add 2 more runs, you get 6 runs. And it's insane that it says out of 8, and they just don't give you 8 runs in 1 week. But it's just like, it is what it is, man. They want it to be a side game right now, so it feels like a side game. I'm waiting on Kaiju number 8. The who knows? All right, let me look on YouTube or Twitter real quick and see if I can figure out when it's coming, because Twitter will always be Twitter to me, and Elon Musk is a monster. I will never accept the new name that they tried to give Twitter. But man, it just feels like everything is kind of slowing down, and I don't think that that's 100% a bad thing. It's actually pretty solid that everything is like slowing down because it kind of just gives me time to sit back and breathe for real. Like, okay, well, this is dead, this is dead, this is dead, this is dead, or not dead, but like these are all just sitting here, and they're not as highly interesting as they could be. But it's just like, how often are we gonna let external things control our attention, dictate where we're looking? It's gonna get to a certain point where we all have to look at ourselves and realize, like, yo, what have I been doing? Or even if I know what I've been doing and I enjoy what have I been doing, like, well, what can I do to where like what I'm doing is more beneficial for me and everybody around me, baby, right? Because gotcha games are fun and they make me happy, but it's just like they don't pay the bills yet. I really do know. Like I have the personality for like YouTube. I really know. But it's just like I'm just not there yet, and there's things that are missing in my ethic that I know I need to find. So it's just like I search and search and search, and sometimes you just gotta sit back, you gotta breathe, and you just gotta let the answers naturally come to you, or rather, you have to realize the answer is always within yourself for real. So like, just because the dead man disappears and doesn't make a video for like a while, man, don't get over here, don't get scared, don't go shaking in your boots like, oh no, the dead man's done. What does a dead man do? He always revives for real, and every time he revives, he comes back with more power than the last time for real. So it's just like when it gets a little slow over here, when it gets a little down over here, that doesn't mean shit. I'm still cooking, I'm still working, and it's just like the longer I'm away, the more and more bigger shit I'm working on. And even though I come back and you don't hear about the bigger shit I'm working on, it's just like sometimes it's just not ready yet. I'm not CD Project Red. I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna tell you some shit is about to be playable and then it's gonna be playable in the next 7 years. Yeah, I'll talk about my gotcha game, but like I I kept that very hush hush for the most part. I explain little details here and there when I'm streaming, when I'm yapping, but it's just like y'all don't have an overall idea scheme of what I'm cooking up for real, and like that's what excites me for real, because I'm just like, yo, the fact that y'all don't have an idea means that like y'all have no expectation, and even if you had an expectation, it would be exceptionally good. Even if you didn't have if you don't have an expectation, it's going to be like way better than you could have ever imagined, type of deal. So it's just like I believe that as I work more and more, the snowball gets bigger and bigger, and the snowball effect becomes crazier and crazier. So like I'm not scared to go full throttle on YouTube for real. I'm scared of living an average life for the rest of my life for real. If we're scared of anything, if you want to talk about fears, bro, face your fears and fight back against that average life for real. Because living an average life for the rest of your fucking life and doing what everybody else tells you, bro, that shit's not gonna get you anywhere. That's just gonna be worthless. Meeting people and absorbing their energy and prioritizing their energy over your own and letting them change you subconsciously, like, not worth it. All of it is just, all of it's just like, it's whatever, man. I'm not even gonna say it's stupid, because it's all an experience for you to experience, for you to become who you're supposed to be. There are some things, there's some catalysts that you need in your life to understand that you're not that the 100% that you could be, and that is 100% okay, because everything that we are is everything that we are not. As we can be great and we can be a king, we can be the bummiest of bums. It's just a matter of what do we feel like doing, bro. But like, really, it's not weird for me to do a video with no gaming in it. I've done like anime centric videos, but it's just like I'm just kind of like, yo, this isn't a life update. This isn't a channel update. This is just like a keep pushing, bro. When you decide to wake up, are you actually gonna wake up? I don't know. That's gonna be it for your boy Deadman Vince. Do whatever you want with this fucking video. Who cares? Bye.